Hi, Carter. How you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited because I think it's been like almost 2 years since we did the
Yes.
last hair interview.
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of hair growth since then. Like, do
This
you
is
have
this is a lot of hair.
that is so much hair? Because I know like with coily curly hair, like when you like, stretch it out, it's really, really long.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's probably now. The last time was back in September, where it was like about probably to my chest, but it's longer now. It's definitely longer
Wow.
now. Probably,
That is
probably down my back.
wow. That's very cool. And I love your hats. Like they're so awesome. Like
Well, thank you.
yeah. So, can you tell us about your hair routine? Like, do you have any special things that you're doing, or do you just mix it up, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I've gotten into a routine now where in like probably in the mornings I use I spray with water,
Mhm.
and then leave-in conditioner,
Mhm.
and then some scalp oil, and then I use some bonding oil.
Ooh.
So yeah, so I do that in the mornings.
Mhm.
Doesn't take that long, maybe like about like 50, like 10 minutes or so.
Mhm.
And then like I pick it, and then a little bit, and then I comb it, and then I brush it.
Mhm.
But like the oil I kind of do for last because it kind of like locks in everything.
Oh,
So
yes, yes, that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I
Then
love leave-in conditioner. Like, I have to use it every day with water. I love those 2 things.
yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then at night, same thing. I kind of use at night I use jojoba oil. Um, again, like a little bit of conditioner, a little bit of jojoba oil, and then I put it like I put my hair like in a ponytail, and then put it in a bonnet, and then yeah, and then that kind of I know kind of protects it and you
Mhm.
know keeps it out of the way and everything. So
That's very cool. Like,
yeah.
where do you find your hair bonnets? Do you buy them on Amazon, or do you go to, like, specialized shops? Like, do you have a place that you
I
recommend?
I I buy them online, usually on Amazon.
Mhm.
I have bought them at Walmart. I think I did buy some at Walmart.
That's very cool. Like, I've thought about getting a bonnet. I have the satin pillowcases right now, which are okay, but I've heard that the bonnet is better.
Yeah, yeah, I do both too. I have a pillowcase too. So
You know what I found? I found at Walmart, like, there were some discounted ones for $2. They were originally, like, 10 something, but I was like, "It was a good deal," so I got it.
yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah,
go. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so I do both. I do both. So
That's very awesome. So, like, have you always wanted to have long hair all your life? Like, was
yeah,
it your dream or
yeah, I always did, and just never, and I didn't know how to take care of it, so I used to have to just shave it.
oh.
But now, I think I have a lot better idea how to take care of it, and and then keep it in good shape. And I haven't had like I went and got a dusting back in
Mhm.
September, like a tiny trim, and I literally have not had any mats and nothing,
Wow.
no tangles, any like maybe tiny tangles I've been able to get out,
Mhm.
easily enough, for like a comb and a brush. So I went to like a long hair salon, and they gave some really good tips that were really, really super helpful. So
That's very cool. So,
yeah.
like, when you mean, like, long hair salon, like, I've heard is it one of those George Michael salons, or is it just a
So
long
yeah,
hair
the guy I think was worked for George Michael, I
Oh,
believe.
okay. Because everybody, like, they swear, but I've never been, but people, like, just say that those are the best salons or, like, have you been to a lot of those or
Yeah, there's one not far from me, like in Columbus, so like maybe a couple of hours.
Mhm.
Um, Antonia has been there, like
Oh, yeah, yeah, I saw her video, that was really cool.
yeah. So it's not that far from me.
Mhm.
So I went to that one, and that one like that was my hair kind of needed some work,
Mhm.
needed like, because it wasn't as healthy as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And but they still kept a lot of the length, like a lot of the length.
Because they're really good, like, at specializing in length retention and just getting rid of
Yeah,
the split ends. I like that. That's part of why I think I probably don't really trust anybody to cut my hair because
right.
years ago, like even if it was just my sister, she'd cut off way too much. And I had one hairstylist, like she sort of like this was back when I did layer haircuts. She was kind of cool with me having long hair, but by the definition of long hair was just mid back length. And now, like I want my hair much longer than that, you know.
Right. I was going to ask, how's yours doing?
You know, my hair is actually really long. Like I should have taken it out of the ponytail actually, but it's like you can see it's like down to here.
Wow.
It's so long. Like it's grown a lot. Like and
Wow.
just by doing, I've been very gentle with my hair, leave-in
Right.
conditioner. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people don't like silicones, but silicones work for me, and I feel like that's good for me for detangling with leave-in conditioner. So
Right.
yeah. Are you kind of against silicones, or do you think like for you, you don't use them?
I mean, I don't really think a lot about them, so
Mhm.
it's probably something I should think a lot about, but I just haven't. So,
Yeah. No,
but
I
I just
mean, some
try
people
to.
just think that they're really bad. Like, I think that they're good. Like, I've had good experiences with them. So I don't know.
Right.
I was just curious, like, if you had a feeling about them or.
Not really. Not really. I just kind of try to find like, the products that kind of work for me and work for my, kind of work for my hair. So,
Yeah.
one thing that I have started doing is like I kind of like extend the time between washing because my hair gets so dry when I wash
Mhm.
it. So I've kind of
Yes.
extended it out. So,
Mhm.
you know,
I mean, I've gone, I can, in the past, I've gone like long time between washes, but I think when I started getting scalp problems, it was more just because I wasn't using. Like, I was just washing with conditioner, which was a mistake. I always recommend shampoo, like, sometime after a few
right.
weeks or something. I think I went too long. Like, one time I was, like, 6 weeks, okay? That probably sounds bananas, but I did, like,
No,
one
no,
time. I
no,
would.
no. Like I've gone like a couple weeks. I've gone like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
2 weeks
then it
is good.
seems,
I would say
yeah,
2 weeks is the sweet spot, but every day I just can't. Like, there's some people now, like, they're saying that you need to wash your hair. Well, I think this is only for straight hair, though, my
right.
opinion, but I don't know because I don't have. You have curly hair, I have wavy hair, but I just feel like a lot of, like, now they're pushing. I don't know if you see a lot of things on the FYP, but there's just a lot of, like, straight hair people saying, "You need to wash your hair, like, every day," and I just don't think that
No,
works for
mine
the rest of us, you
mine
know?
got so dry. Mine got so dry when I did that.
Yeah, it's
So,
bad advice. Like, I just that's why I really have a problem with like the influencers who say that everything that they're doing is what everybody should do and they don't differentiate or they don't recommend somebody try and find somebody with their hair type. I just think
right.
that's bad advice, you know?
Right, exactly. Exactly. You just got to find like, what works best for, or what works best for your hair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
your own, I don't know, guru of hair. I feel
Exactly.
like we all can be. And that's just my idea on it, right?
Right. No, for real. For real. Yours is growing so fast. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, look at that.
I mean, I'm really happy because I feel like I made a mistake back when I cut it the second time. The first time I kind of had a reason because I did henna and I got a really bad tangle in the bottom of it. And I'm not saying you should never do henna. I just think the way I did it was bad because I mixed it with conditioner and
Right.
I was honest with people and I got a lot of hate for being honest.
Oh,
But again, like people that just cut their hair because they wanted to, like people are fine with that, but people were
right.
just really like rude to me. Like it was
Oh, I'm
weird.
sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I just thought it was strange. But then I had other ones that were like obsessed, like the hair cutting fetish people. Like
Yeah.
they
Right.
were
Oh yeah.
messaging me. Like
Oh yeah.
actually, I've been blocking a lot of them off my channel lately because there's this one that keeps asking me to cut 2 inches off my hair, and I'm like, I will trim
No.
my hair when I want. I'm not
Right.
doing it for your fetish, you know?
Right. Right. You should you
Yeah.
should you should take yours out so we can see how
Oh
long
yeah, let
yours
me do
is.
it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to. I just things have just been so busy. Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
you've been busy too. Like, are you guys on any break soon or no?
Yeah,
Still.
yeah, the end of the year is coming up soon in about like probably about a little less than 4 weeks.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, so this is my hair out, and then I'll
Wow.
show you the length when it's out. It's still wavy, so it's not the full length, but you can still kind of see like, you get an idea, right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyway, yeah, and I love how full and thick your hair is. It's so amazing, like the
Thank you.
thickness.
It's really it's really
Yeah.
full and
But
just
that's
like
a I can tell you're taking good care of your hair because a lot of people like they lose thickness on the edges, and
Right.
your edges are like they're impeccable.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they're really, really good.
Thank you. I've been trying to like really take good care of it, and you can see like just everything kind of hangs in my over my eyes.
But I
So,
love that. I love that. Like,
yeah.
do you like like Veronica Lake? She used that was her
Yeah.
thing, or who was that one singer that you talk about a lot? The piano player.
Oh,
Like,
Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he also kind of have his hair super?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I
Yeah,
was like, I remember seeing that. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's awesome.
that
But
is
yeah,
really
Veronica Lake.
cool.
I'm definitely, yeah. This has definitely become like Veronica Lake hair. So
I like that though, but because you could kind of be like, oh, like I can't see you. Like if somebody comes in the room and you can be like,
exactly. I'm kind of like, yeah, I
can't
kind of
see
do
you.
like that. So yeah.
You're
Yep.
like, I'm too busy. Like I was brushing my hair. Like that could be your excuse. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Right. Right. Yeah. Definitely. Kind of hide from, kind of hide from the world.
I know. I like it. Well,
Thank
this is
you.
the thing I love about like just fun hair, long hair, is I feel there's a lot of good positive communities because I know you have
Right.
like a page on Facebook that is pretty positive about hair growth, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, and actually, I wasn't the one that started it. Somebody else started it, but I was kind of like, I started as the admin or the
Mm-hmm.
moderator, and then they kind of like, they kind of left. I think basically, so I
Okay.
just kind of took over. But I wanted to keep it like positive and and like not. I didn't want it fetishy at all.
No, this
Nothing
is
like
what I
that.
love about you and like your hair content. You're not like that. You're just about promoting long hair growth. You've
Right,
always been so positive and you're just like wanting to help other people. And every time I
right.
look like I want to actually look at your page more often, but when I do look at it, I'm always really impressed. It's just nice conversations with people.
Thank
It's
you.
not any of those like weird commentaries that we see on some of the
Right, right. And I
YouTubes.
tried, and I try to make it like definitely like like just a really good community. Like, there's a few communities like that. They're not many though. I've noticed this. There isn't many where we kind of just keep it like really kind of like about hair care, about community. And even like
Yeah.
it's funny though, it's kind of like too, like when the content that I do, like I try to always do like helpful hints and I try to like do like hair care stuff.
Hmm.
But the ones the better response I tend to get are like when I just kind of ask questions and then people kind of like, oh yeah, yeah, those are the and it's funny because like that wasn't what I was initially trying to do. I was trying to make it like more like, hair because I didn't want to like go off that because I want to make sure people understood that it was like I didn't want people to think it would become something else.
Hmm.
But people seem to definitely like the hey, so how's your hair doing? Or how like have you gotten any compliments? Like things like that. That
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
that seems to get a lot more like a lot of
But I
response.
like that. It's genuine. And by the way, since you have long hair and I have long hair and the people in those pages, I feel like we don't have those bad elements because it's just people that are trying to help others and have a safe space for discussing our hair,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And,
Absolutely.
and I know I get some weird comments, but lately I've just been kind of like, whatever. You guys, I'm not gonna tolerate it. That's it.
Right. I've started to get more and more lately. It seems like the longer my hair is getting, the more
Yeah, because they're noticing you. They're like, oh, you have long hair,
you have
like, and
long
you look
hair. Yeah.
good, and you look pretty, and they're like, oh, like we like that, see,
Yeah.
like they get. I
That's what I'm
guess
getting. Yeah.
maybe we should just be flattered that we just will block and delete bad comments. That's all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, that's exactly what's been like somebody who's like, "Oh, move your hair, pick up your hair so I can see your pretty face." I'm like, "Oh, well, it's like, oh, whoa."
I guess
I
some of
was
the.
like, I guess that's.
I guess it's nice, but if it
Yeah,
gets weird, you can just block them. But
right. Right, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no, I made sure this time tonight to kind of blow it out and, you know, zhuzh it out. So, I wanted to make it really full tonight.
no, I
So,
really like it.
thank you.
So do you have do you use like the Dyson or something or just like a regular blow
I have
dryer?
a diffuser that I've been using. And it works well. It seems to work really well.
Uh-huh.
I thought about like washing my hair and I just didn't have the time today.
You know what? It looks so good. Like that's the thing about curly hair, you can wait. Like you don't have to do it every day. That's the beauty of it, don't you think? Like I love that.
Yeah. It seems like the longer I go between washes, the bigger it gets, and that's why I kind of like I loved enjoying the fullness and the and the volume. So I kind of really I really kind of enjoy that. I kind of like having it like that for a few days, and I'm like, okay, now it's time probably to wash it, but
Yeah.
I love how voluminous it kind of gets,
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
So like what kind of hair oil do you use? You said that there was do you use different ones or do
I
you have
use two of them. I use like bonding oil,
Mhm.
Olaplex oil. And that one that was kind of tough because like I've heard stuff about them but I did my research and
Do you
um
I think it's
oh, wait, I'm
probably
sorry.
okay. No, I said I think they're probably okay. I know I've heard
Yeah,
bad things too, but I looked more into it and Abby Young, she's actually she's a trichologist and she's done a lot of studies on hair. She said you have to keep in mind sometimes, there's lawsuits against many products.
right,
And
exactly.
so maybe a few
Exactly.
people had a bad experience, but that doesn't mean like it's a bad product overall. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And I think if I remember correctly, I think a friend of mine who has kids who have similar texture hair than
Mhm.
I think she was the one who recommended that particular oil. So I can't believe I haven't been doing that before. Like because I think that's why my hair used to get so matted was because I wasn't oiling my hair. And now, like I said, twice I do it twice a day just because like it seems like mine really needs it because I just have so much of it.
Yes,
So
definitely. I
yeah,
so agree. Like the longer your hair gets, when you have thick hair, if
right.
you have anything that's above, I know they say that they don't like the hair chart, but I think anything above 2B, you definitely need to oil your hair. I
Oh,
say,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly. And then I was using coconut oil, but when I went to long hair salon, they said like I noticed that like that tended to dry out my hair. And then when I went there, they said, yeah, that tends to like, that will dry out your hair if you use it like a lot. So about
mhm,
like once every few weeks, like right before like I wash my hair, I use coconut oil, but like on a daily basis, I use the jojoba oil because they were like it's lighter, it's a lot lighter,
yeah,
and
that
it
makes
smells like
sense.
yeah, yeah,
I have used coconut oil in the past, but the thing I hate about it is I have to melt it. So lately, I've just been using oils that don't solidify in my weather where I live. So
right, right, exactly, exactly. But yeah, they really recommend the jojoba oil, and I'm just glad I now like that seems to be really good again because it's lighter. So,
mhm.
but yeah, you're right about coconut oil, and at first it was great, but then like I said, it really started to dry out my hair really badly. So, and then I asked them about that, like, yeah, they were like probably it's too thick to use all,
All the time,
too
maybe.
heavy an oil to use all the time, so or by itself. So
Mhm.
yeah. So like I said, once every few weeks I use it. And the night before I wash my hair. But like I said, those are the two oils, the Olaplex, the bonding oil, and the jojoba oil are the two that I use.
I
Like the
need to try jojoba.
yeah,
I've been meaning to. I've just done other ones like argan. I've
yeah,
done
organs, yeah, yep,
Yeah, I've done that one. I've done olive oil, but I don't do that so much anymore because I did kind of start to smell a little hummusy. I love olive oil, but maybe
right,
I was kind of experimenting with different things, and I think maybe I've been just sticking more to argan oil. Yeah, I
yeah,
just right now.
yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. That's one I do have some, but I just haven't used it in a while. And like Alma oil is another one.
Oh yeah, no, I like I've tried almond oil. I like
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah. So
Very
that's
nice.
right. That's another really good one. But again, like it seems like my hair just likes the two that I've, that they, and it's taken me a long time to figure out like, my hair. So I'm glad the products that it likes, it seems I'm just kind of going with.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Once you find something that works for you, you should stick with it. You don't need to
Right.
change it. That's my
Right.
opinion, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. So, so that's my, kind of going with that. So for a while,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
do you have like hair accessories too that you like to use sometimes, like favorite ones or
I do now. I have like, got, a scrunchie.
that's so cute. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah. Cause I got it. Sometimes I have to pull this back. So, and I have like the bun holder that can hold up my hair.
Hmm.
Again, kind of get out of the way, especially during the summer. It gets it, it's getting like, it's getting when it gets like really hot. Um, So I think those are the ones that I tend. My comb, my white tooth comb that's been really really helpful.
Hmm.
Um, kind of combing out my hair and kind of getting rid of tangles and stuff like that. So, but again, like tangles have been kind of minimal. But those are the things I use a lot. Kind of putting my hair like in pigtails.
I
And
like that. Yeah, pigtails are fun.
they are. They are. And I
I
definitely seem to have the hair for it now. So
No, you definitely do. You could do it. You could do more. Like, would you do space buns one day, you think, or
well,
no? Probably.
maybe I think maybe one day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think that could be fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe this summer I might like, try to like braid, like actually braid my hair.
Oh gosh, I would. One of my other friends on Instagram, Ghost, what's his name? Ghost Shadow. He does different braids. His hair is really awesome too. He
Right.
has curly hair like you, and he like braids it. It's very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know, but yeah, I've been thinking like doing something, stuff like that because it's definitely, you know, like I tell people like, maybe what I don't have in length, I definitely have in just amount, you know,
yeah,
amount
yeah.
and volume is just like, just like, and I can definitely do a lot with it at this point.
You can do anything you want, but I do like your signature style. I like that everybody has like a signature style, and yours
Yeah.
is kind of like, your hair covers your eye, and I like that. It's very cool.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I knew somebody in high school used to wear their hair like that. And I remember just being like, that is cool. That is just so, just so cool. I remember seeing her wear her hair like that. I'm like, I wish mine would do, and it's funny, it was like she used to like, I remember she used to like wear it back and then she started wearing it differently. It's like, whoa, and then she kind of just wear how I wear it now. It's kind of like over the eye. And then it just seems like, it's funny. It's like the longer my hair gets, the more comments I get. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm going to start doing this more. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. There's always things in high school that we can remember. Like I had a funny experience. It's so funny. We were in PE and we sat against this wall because our PE teacher said, "Oh, wait here before we go to the gym." And then we all got paint on ourselves, which was
oh,
horrible because the custodian painted the wall. He goes, "Whoopsie, I didn't know anybody was coming down." So then we had to get the paint off ourselves, and I had it in the ends of my hair, so I kind of rinsed it out, and then my hair just started curling up naturally. And they were like,
right,
do that, like, because all of my friends had straight hair and they're like, "Oh, that's so amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I have wavy hair, it does that."
right,
So,
right.
but that kind of made me excited. I don't know, that was just a memory I had that I was like, "Oh yeah, I can get my hair a little wet," and it does things like that.
Right, exactly, exactly. There's another. I had another friend in high school who had like long, like thick hair, like but hers was down like to her like right down to her waist,
Wow.
and it was like yeah. So it was kind of like I always like admired hers, and I was like I'd love to get it like that, to that length. So it's something I've always wanted to do, but again, it wasn't there wasn't good hair. I didn't there wasn't like. Nowadays, it's kind of like you can go to like you can go to Walmart and you can find like like different hair care products that you didn't used to be that way.
No, it
Curly hair,
used to be very, like, I feel like especially for curly hair, like it was difficult, right?
yeah, yeah. There really wasn't much of anything, so it was just tough, and there's really nothing you could do. So I just remember I would just have to shave my head just because I'd have to, because there's nothing else I
That's
could do.
no, I mean, that's so frustrating. And even, I mean, I have wavy hair. I don't have curly hair. But my mom, she was just so like, she just did not, I feel like she just didn't know because she had straight hair. And she's like, "Oh gosh, like my hair would tangle easily, like when she would brush it a certain way.
Right,
Like I do it from the bottom up very differently. Like she was just very, very quick. So she's like, "Oh, let's get you detangling spray." And she used to think, "Oh my gosh, like you're so tender headed." But like to this day she's like, "Why do you spend so much time in your hair?" And I'm like, "Because I want it to grow longer and have length retention and thickness retention,
right,
like I just like to be gentle with my hair."
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like even now, I'm like holding it back, but I'm doing it kind of gently because I want to take good care of it. So
Yeah, yeah, like you don't want to just be rough with it, which that bothers me. A
right.
lot of people are just, I think, unnecessarily rough with their hair. I don't think that, I think if we just slow down, like
Mhm.
that promotes more hair growth if you want.
Exactly. Exactly. For real. For real. That's so true. That's so true. I'm just trying to baby it as much as possible.
No, I think you've done a good job. So, before we end, I was just wondering, was there anything else you wanted to share with us about like your hair journey or hair growth?
Yeah, just I mean, I'm just really enjoying like how long it's gotten, and initially I had a goal of how long I want to grow mine, but now I'm just kind of like how kind of like I just want like this, just like boom, just like this mane of
Wow.
like this hair. That's like that's my goal. And,
Well,
it's a healthy hair.
you will get there, and I have seen so much success, so I know you're on that, and you're there already, but you're just getting longer. So,
Thank you. What about you? What's your goal? What's your
I want to have much longer hair, maybe back to where I was, but the
right?
reason, like, I don't really say that out loud a lot on my
Right.
channel is because of the, the
The
what
fetishers.
fetishers are going to be like. And I had some people that told me that, like, I think it might be cool if my hair was floor length one day, but I want to do it on my own terms. I don't want to
Right.
doing it because, like, I had this one guy, like, so weird. Like, he interviews lots and lots of different women, and that's what his whole channel is about. And he got so demanding, like wanting me to be a hair model on his channel, and I'm just like,
Right.
no,
It's like no, yeah, exactly. I
I
mean,
don't.
it's kind of like I'm growing mine for me.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
not to be like content on somebody else's channel and just,
Right. Exactly.
right, like,
Exactly. You
yeah.
know.
But I think those of us who have, like, that's why I said I really appreciate like your hair space where you're just encouraging other people in positive ways, not like strange. I don't know.
Right. No, no, no. And then, and I had there's one friend who cut her hair, you know,
See, I mean, that's
it's fine.
that's your choice. Like, if
Yeah,
you
it's
want to do
my
that,
choice.
nobody's gonna like go after you. Like,
Right.
we're not saying you have to have long hair, but I just, like, the reason I started actually doing long hair content was just like 10 years ago. Well, no, 12 actually. On my first channel, I just made a video one day talking about how I like having long hair and I wish women who wanted to have short hair would, like, leave me alone. Because that was an experience I had a lot where older women, like boomer age
Yeah.
women, would just like kind of be like nitpicky about, oh, like your hair should be short. And I was just talking about my experiences. And then I started realizing like there were some women that resonated with that. And then I started getting more views when I started doing more long hair content, which was
Right.
actually why I started doing a hair channel, because I realized, oh, there's a interest in that.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but that was why I started doing hair content in the beginning, was just like as a way to discuss, like, hey, like, why can't people have long hair if they want to?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Wear your hair how you want to. It's like, I love how like it's all so unique for each of us, you know?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, yeah. Yep. And just kind of like, just love how each, we all kind of have our own kind of thing when it comes to it. So, that's what I really like about it. So what's what I find fascinating about it.
It's the best part of it. And I think at the end of the day, we just have to focus on more positive aspects, not like the outside noise, and just like,
Right.
because that'll help us, feel relaxed. And I feel like hair growth is like, it's a hobby for me. I know that sounds funny, but for me, it's kind of
Well,
my, like, one of my hobbies,
yeah, no, for me too. It's definitely is for me as well. I mean, I find it like relaxing, and I find it very, it's like, it's like something again. It's something I've always wanted. I've always wanted just always wanted a lot of hair, and I've always wanted long hair, and then it's just, and it's just something that I've all, I'm like, oh, it's something I've wanted to do and make the most of it and enjoy it, and it's like, this is my hair, and if you don't like it, too bad.
Exactly. That is the thought of the day. And I so appreciate you, Carter, for, coming on and
Yeah.
agreeing to like share your experiences. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, okay?
Yeah, you too. It's good to talk to you.
It
Good
was
to see
great to
you.
talk to you as well. And I hope you have a good night, okay?
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Okay. All right, bye.